Welcome, 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 everyone, to the Women's Empower Network. I am so excited you're here, and I'm really excited to have Eboni with us here today. And we're going to be talking about how to make ourselves a priority. And I think that is so super important. But before we get there, Eboni, if you would tell us a little bit about you and yourself, and how did this become such an important part in your life? What made you do all this?
Well, sure. So again, my name is Eboni McDonald, and I went on a very kind of unorthodox journey, I guess some may say, but these days maybe not so much so. So my degree is in social work. I worked in the field for about 5 years, and I've always been entrepreneurial, and I've taken different jobs here and there. But my husband and I, we purchased a franchise. It was a commercial kitchen exhaust cleaning franchise, and we purchased it in 2016. And we had the business through 2020, but then, just like many other people, COVID happened. And so as a result, we had to dissolve our business. Many things led up to it. But then within the span of maybe 2 years, so many things happened. And so I was caring for my aunt. She was sick, and she felt more sick, like at the beginning of COVID. And I had to do a DNR. And then, my husband, he got in a car accident, and he got a concussion. And then maybe 6 months after that, within the same week, my mother had fallen, and she broke a couple of vertebrae. And then that same week, I was diagnosed with Graves' disease. And then I found out I had like a thyroid issue, and I had to immediately go into surgery. And so when I say immediately, it took maybe about a month, but my symptoms progressed. And so I had allergic reaction to the first medication. The second medication, they said I had to go in, but the surgeons were telling me that, because of COVID, we don't have any surgeons available, so we're going to have to work it out. Finally, they got me in, had a full thyroidectomy, and I'm home, and I'm laying on my couch, no energy. The business is gone. My aunt had passed. My husband had a concussion. Things around me were falling apart. Issues going on within my family, my home, my health. And I'm sitting on the couch, for me, I believe in God. I'm saying, God, well, what next? What else could possibly fall apart? And what else could possibly go wrong? And so it was in this space where I, in my heart, being entrepreneurial, said, I want to do something different. But I was taking care of everything else, everybody else. I was doing things, being everything to everybody, and not taking care of myself. And I got to that point where I said, okay, I had to be broken. I had to be sat down, and I had to get to a place where I took time out to pray and meditate and to start a new journey for myself. It was all or nothing for me. And I got to a point where I said, okay, at heart, I love to coach. I love business. I want to help women. I want to see women healed. And I want to see women, not only for myself, become a priority of their life. I know what that's like to be in a place where you're taking care of everything and everybody else. As women, we are naturally nurturers. And as women, we are built to multiply. So we always have this internal conflict, many of us, where we're trying to do everything because we're designed that way, but trying to find balance in it is hard in this society. And so I said, I'm going to find a way to coach women and to teach them to get to a place where they're healed, to get to a place where they get healed. Many women pursue wealth, but they don't pursue being healed along the way and searching for a way for them to become a priority. So I wanted to create an environment, a space to do just that. And that's how I got into coaching. And what I did during that time, I said, I applied for a couple of jobs. No one was hiring. Here I am, I have a master's degree, I have business experience, I have a certification in business management and operations, and I'm not getting hired. And I'm like, okay, well, what is going on? So, and that's why I said, well, I'm going to take this chance, and I am actually going to pursue my dreams. And that was to be a coach. And so, ironically, I received an email from someone from She Heals the Word. To this day, I have no idea. how that happened, where that came from. I have no idea, but I received it. I had a conversation with Dr. Satire White. I explained, okay, I want to move forward, but there's some things I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to apply for the World Bank. The World Bank denied me. So I came back and I said, okay, this is it. I'm going to try to go all in. So I joined their program. I've been part of the inner circle ever since. And I've been building my coaching program, my network, and I've used my past resources, my networking pool, and I built out a coaching program. And today I am able to do exactly what I love, to come before women and to show them the very strategy of how I was able to overcome adversity, how I was able to get to a place where I am now living the life that I desire to live as a life coach. It is an ongoing journey. It is a place where you're constantly evolving, and no one that I know arrives. And so we have to get into a space where we become committed to ourselves, back to ourselves, and we begin to pursue what's innately in us, and that's our gifts and our talents. And we've all been given that, a gift and a talent. And just as funny, yesterday on one of my posts, we have to remember that we actually are the assignment. We're looking for people to show us things. We're looking for people to unlock certain things, but I show women how to unlock the gift within themselves. You are the gift. You are the talent. You are the assignment. And we have to remember that that is meant for the world. So I want to help women unlock those things so that they can show the world what they're destined to do. That we all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason. And I am here to help women to do that. I know that was a lot in one thing.
It is okay. It is okay. And if we could go back a little bit, I want to emphasize, like, you were sharing with us that everything was falling apart in your life. And I personally have this perspective that life is happening for us, not to us. And so if you're in a place where everything is falling apart, get excited, because it's actually, I think, like a course correction.
It really is. It absolutely is that. It is a course correction, but when you're in the thick of it, when you're in it, it does not feel like that. But through this coaching process, because you are forced to do some self-evaluation, and through your coaching, you evolve, you heal, and it pushes buttons. And so a lot of healing takes place while you're coaching. And so it is a course correct. Like in hindsight, I could see that, but going through it, I'm like, God, another thing. But it absolutely is that. Failure is probably the best lesson you can get. Failure absolutely teaches you many different things about life, about yourself, and even maybe even the tools or strategies that are going to help you build wealth or help you build something where you can help someone else or be of service or to do something different or impactful. So none of this is in vain, not just for my life, but for many people's life. None of it is in vain if you tap in to the silver lining, the things that are meant to be taken from those situations. You absolutely can build from it. And I don't know one person in this world who didn't go through something. We were never promised happiness. I don't know where anywhere that was ever promised, but we were promised that we have a gift and a talent, and we are predestined. I truly believe in that. We are predestined. And if you're predestined, you do believe that? See, so well, good.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have my own story and journey that brought me into doing this group. And just 3 years ago, I'm a widow. About 3 years ago, you couldn't have ever told me that I'd be sitting here interviewing Eboni from Maryland, at 11 o'clock on a, Thursday morning. So yeah, life is so interesting. I'd like to go back though, for those that are still like in the depth of it, because I was a single mother.
Mhm.
And you're talking about making ourselves a priority and taking care of ourselves. I accidentally stumbled on a ritual that I actually still to do to this very day. No matter what time my first appointment or my day technically starts, I get up 2 hours early, and when I was a single mom with little babies, I got up 2 hours early. I had my coffee, it was like my religion. I sat in the dark and I just sat with myself. And I just
Mhm.
collected myself so, the alarms weren't going off and you're yelling at children and everything's all chaos and stressful, and to this day now, I wake up. If I have an early appointment, I make sure to set the alarm 2 hours early. I sit, I have my coffee, and now I journal. I reverend for me is revere, honor, and respect that higher self, your soul, that higher calling you have. And I personally love to journal. And I love to
Mm.
journal the messages that come through. What would you advise people that are in the midst of craziness? Like you said, you were taking care of your aunt, you were taking care of your husband, you were dealing with your own illness. What would you advise somebody looking back at how you dealt with all that?
Well, I would say prayer. Prayer was a big thing for me. That was I think prayer was probably the biggest thing. But also in addition to that, doing additional things to make sure you're taking care of yourself. We as women, again, we have difficulty finding time to do that, to fit it in our schedule, because we're conditioned to be a superwoman. We're conditioned to take care of it all. So pulling back and creating discipline, because it really takes a discipline to implement self-care. Um, so for me, I believe in exercise. So I had to really get back into the place of just walking, start out with walking and writing. I love to write, and I have to take time out to write. That for me is therapeutic, and also it helps with helping to enhance my writing skills. But that's something I really love to do. Music. I love music. I love the arts. So music, listening to music, meditating on music. Oftentimes when I listen to music, there's a download of ideas. I think that's how God speaks to me, is through music. And so I get a download of ideas. But for each woman, it's different. So you have to know within yourself what things work for you. It could be, like I said, exercise, writing, journaling. If you like to paint, paint. If you want to take a course to enhance skills. If you want to take a spa day, whatever things you need to do to recharge and get back to self. And another thing that I strongly encourage is that people get into the position where you begin to really evaluate your life, really evaluate where you are. None of us are where we are by accident. I have to be accountable for my decisions. I didn't make all the right decisions. Hence, here I am reaping my decision making. It's no one's fault. I can't take responsibility for some of the things that have happened and choices that other people made, but I have to be accountable for. So we have to reevaluate so we can begin to rewire our thinking. But in my coaching program, I really encourage people to ask and answer difficult questions. And I am very big on challenging women because it's important to challenge your current circumstance, your current mindset. And so you have to really be clear on what you're telling yourself, where those things came from, and what you're going to do to change it. And also, what are you willing to do? What are you willing to get uncomfortable about? What hard decisions are you willing to make? And if you're not ready to do any of those things, you aren't ready for your transformation. And I can't do anything about that until you get to the position where you are ready. You have to be ready to do the work. And I am here to give the guidance. I'm here to show you what I did. I'm here to show you my God-given wisdom. I do not attribute it to me. I truly attribute it to God. And I want women to get the same information and be able to apply the same steps to their life so that they can transform their life and take control again, because there's freedom in that. And when you have freedom in body, freedom in spirit, freedom in thought, the creativity is endless. The possibilities are endless. The resources are endless. Abundance is endless, but you have to be willing to do the work.
And I love that. That's so beautiful. What a service, because so many times we go through life suffering alone. And, to have somebody like you who's been where we are, possibly where we are, and can be a partner with us and where we want to go, because we may not have that positive support around us. So to have somebody like you to help, yes, they have to do the heavy lifting, they have to do the work, but to have somebody to know what it's like, because like you said, it isn't easy. It wasn't easy for myself either, but is it worth it? Hell
It,
yeah.
well, absolutely. Absolutely. It's worth it. It's so worth it to get to yourself. That is absolutely worth it. When people go through coaching programs or if they go through counseling, they focus on the dollars, and there is no price you can put on me, right?
Right.
There's no price you can put on yourself. So for you to invest back into yourself, for me, that's a no-brainer. We have to get in the position where we are clear on what it is that we want. And if we truly want that, we have to be willing to do what's necessary to get us there. Now, everybody's situation is different. And I try to get away from blanket statements and categorizing and putting people all in one place, because that's not always the case. And so I believe that people really just have to really want it. They have to really work hard. And the journey can be painful. It can feel like you're alone, and you can feel all the many different feelings: sadness, stress, feeling overwhelmed, undervalued, underappreciated, feeling all of that. But let those things be what drives you to want more, to get out of that place, to unlock the things that have been holding you back. And so it is very important that we surround ourselves with like-minded people, like-minded women, surround ourselves with women or individuals that are going to hold us accountable, surround ourselves with people that are going to support us and build us up. I didn't have that. I didn't necessarily have a lot of support through this journey, and it's painful. I had support from a few people, but overall, there was people who were telling me they didn't think I could do it. They think I'm crazy for doing it because I'm out here and coaching and it wasn't moving as quickly as I'd like, conversations I know all of that. But when you have been given a vision, when you have been given a calling, when you have a passion and it's for you, it's not meant for anybody else to understand. It's not meant for anyone else to get. And that's another part, that you have to be okay with being uncomfortable with the things that are going on around you, the things that are being said, the things that are being done behind your back. That is part of the journey. But when you are going to excel your life and begin to pivot, expect these changes, expect people to drop off, expect people to do and say things that might not be favorable, but that means you're doing something right. So I have to just make sure now, as I'm building, to find a new circle, find a new group of people, like I said, who share same thoughts, ideas, or striving for the same things, and truly want to support me, regardless of how low I get or how high I make it. They're there. And unfortunately, that's very hard to find, but you can't let that stop you. So.
That is so beautiful, Ebony. And, if you didn't have the courage to be on your own journey, then we wouldn't be having this conversation where you have the beautiful gift of sharing this with other women to help them get on their path that was meant just for them. And as impossible as it seems, you know, what's that old saying that a journey of 1,000 miles is one, you know, one step, just taking one small step.
One
So
small step.
Eboni, if you resonate with Eboni today, I mean, I can just feel her. She's a powerhouse. She is going to get you. If you're ready or you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, please get in touch with Eboni so she can help you make the transition to live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that life that you want to live. Well, Eboni, is there any final words of wisdom you'd like to share before we close today?
Sure, two things. So I have a masterclass tonight
Oh,
online. So if you want to join me tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can go on my page. If you go through some of my posts, I have a link. You can sign the link, sign up, and join me tonight, where we're going to have a discussion, mastering the pursuit of your dreams, becoming the woman that you desire. And we're going to be holding conversation around this very topic on helping you to rewire your thinking, to begin to identify core values and passions, to be able to create strategy and continue momentum so you don't stop there. We're just beginning. I even have a little free little gift. If you come, I got a free little gift for you as well. So I want to make sure that you show up and join the conversation. I promise you, I won't let you down, and I am going to push you. Be sure and be clear. If you come in, I'm going to push you. So, like I tell everyone, you know, make sure that I always tell everybody when I end, make sure you have a great day on purpose, but make sure you work to become a priority of your own life. Make sure you work to reclaim your very own power, and make sure you take control over your life, because nobody's going to care more about your life than you. And don't expect anybody to fix it or come get you. No one's coming to rescue you. You rescue yourself. Meet me in my masterclass tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Facebook, Eboni McDonald. On Instagram, at Coach Eboni. And I hope to see you there.
that's beautiful. And we'll be sure to post all those links above this recording. And we look forward to seeing you there. Thank you so much, Eboni.
For sure. I appreciate you.